Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the first news from today's newspaper front page, Dawn. IPPS not impressed by government plan for dues settlement. Demand 50% upfront cash payments before signing formal agreements for tariff discounts. By Khalik Kiani. Islamabad Independent Power Producers IPPs have cast off a payment plan offered by the government for partial settlement of their dues and demanded at least 50% upfront cash payments before signing formal agreements for tariff discounts. An implementation committee led by Finance Minister Dr. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh had last week offered payment of about Rs 450 billion to the IPP's independent power producers. IPPs in three equal one-third of total installments through a combination of cash and tradable bonds next month, June and December 2021. Each installment was to comprise one-third, about Rs 50 billion in cash, and two-thirds, about Rs 100 billion in bonds. Sources in the independent power producers IPPs told them that the payment plan offered by the government team was unacceptable to begin with. They told the implementation committee that it appeared that the government wanted renegotiations on the already agreed terms and conditions of the memorandums of understandings MOUs signed in August last year involving about Rs 836 billion worth of discounts against their original power purchase agreements PPAs. In a way, this was reopening of MOUs, a source said. MOUs, Memorandum of Understandings. A source said. It was explained to the government team that the independent power producers IPPs were facing an acute liquidity crisis and their legitimate outstanding dues stood at about Rs 450 billion, which the government had committed in August for upfront payment before the independent power producers IPPs agreed to give unprecedented discounts in tariff in a major departure from their sovereign contracts. The government should follow its side of the agreement in true letter and spirit, the independent power producers IPP said. They demanded that at least 50% of Rs 450 billion dues should be paid in cash upfront to ease their liquidity challenges. Given the government's pleas should tight fiscal space in view of the International Monetary Fund IMF requirements, the next two tranches could be of 30% and 20% in June and later, respectively, and through a combination of cash and bonds. The sources said there was no deadlock in talks. The talks have actually begun only last week to materialize in the Memorandum of Understandings MOUs into formal contracts and would continue for weeks, they said. The government also has to take some decisions on consumer power tariff to revive the International Monetary Fund IMF program and improve revenue stream of power distribution companies. This calls to meet their regular monthly payment schedule, an official said. A senior government official confirmed that a counterpayment plan is under consideration, which had come from the independent power producers IPPs under the 2002 power policy, while discussions with the independent power producers IPPs under the 1994 policy and with Hubco were still in the pipeline. The sources said a group of independent power producers, IPPs, led by the Mansha Group, was still reluctant to agree on the role of the National Electric Power Regulatory Authority, NEPRA. In installment of excess payments claimed by them in the past as alleged by an earlier investigation committee led by the former SECP chairman Muhammad Ali. This group of 5 to 6 independent power producers, IPPs, has taken the stance that they have the legal framework of arbitration to settle any disputed amount and could not agree to go back to NEPRA, National Electric Power Regulatory Authority. NEPRA. The amount involved in this excess payment category is about rupees 52 billion and has been challenged by the independent power producers IPPs in high courts. The independent power producers IPPs also have certain objections such as language of formal contracts shared by the government side for conversion of the Memorandum of Understandings into amendments, addendums to the power purchase agreements. The government side has also asked the independent power producers IPPs to propose challenges they want to make in the draft agreements. And in the end, if you have not yet, please subscribe our channel and press the bell button to get the fresh from us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. Goodbye.